Hey everyone, Chris Haddon, Jason Balin, co-founders of hardmoneybankers.com and rei360.net, here in our office in our headquarters, streaming live, doing the show. We have a good one for you today. Topic for today is how to automate your snowballs. And we've talked about snowballs a number of times in the past, including in our book, which we describe as something that can grow itself, like when we're talking about business-related things, finance-related things. The snowball concept is very, very powerful and very, very important. And we're going to show you a few hacks on that today.
Yeah, like Chris said, the word snowball probably comes up every day, if not multiple times a day inside our office, because it's a very powerful tool. And we're kind of passionate about growing a lot of snowballs, starting small, and then over time they just grow and grow and grow and grow and grow. We have some really good examples for you on the whiteboard that we're going to discuss related to business, marketing, and some finance as well. So check it out right now.
All right, here's the deal. People aren't great at the discipline of contributing to their snowballs. They aren't. If you're talking about manually putting people into a database all the time, like we're just not great at that.
Sure.
If you're talking about having to actually cut checks to put them towards your assets, we aren't very good at that either. The discipline related to that is hard. Automation is the way to go. So we're going to show you some of the basic stuff to be doing, some of the things we're doing now, some little side snowballs and stuff like that. You want to get started at the top?
Sure. So obviously, you can circle back to some other videos that we've done in the past on hardmoneybankers.com, rei360.net, places like that, and anything, if you do a search under snowball, you'll see a lot of these. So obviously we're big advocates of database marketing and starting with your clientele, your core group, your sphere, your business context, things like that.
Whatever you want to call it.
And it doesn't matter on the beginning if you're inputting them one by one, as long as they're getting into a database. So now that we're talking about the automation of some of these and them growing kind of without you doing manual labor, we're talking about putting opt-in forms on squeeze pages or newsletter forms on your website or other ways to collect data automatically, so you don't have to be the one to do it, and it's done in bulk. And we look inside one of the CRMs that we have, and we collect about 1,000 new email addresses and new databases contacts every month, and we're not physically putting any of them in. And these are all things that were set up in the past that are just automated over time. People come into our website, people come into our social media profile sites.
Yeah, you could put the forms on social too.
Yeah.
Sure.
Pretty much all over the web. Or, we do direct mailing campaigns, and the call to action is go here, fill this out, and go get some data, or get a free white paper, get a video, get a report, whatever the case is. So the goal is the automation side. Like, you don't want to data input in hundreds or thousands of people over and over and over. The goal is to get this thing automated so it grows kind of overnight, and it grows and grows and grows, and all you're doing is checking stats to see how many people you have in your database.
Yeah, for sure. And it becomes big over time. It's small at first, and that's fine. Just automate it and let it roll. Same kind of thing applies to social. You can do certain things like email follow-up sequences, for example, that are going to push people to your social accounts. An easy way to do that. One of the great things about social, it's kind of snowball-ish in nature, and you can see people's stuff other places. Certain things like Snapchat's like that intentionally, but or not like that, I should say, intentionally. But there's good ways, automated posts, all kinds of stuff that you can do that you don't have to manually do all the time to push people around your different social accounts and let that snowball over time too.
Sure.
Just a little one there on social.
And also related to kind of the business and the marketing side, use your imagination, because you can create a snowball, pretty much an automated snowball, pretty much anything, any tasks that are done that you can delegate or automate, and things that can get bigger and bigger and bigger, like a direct mailing campaign, something like that. We're huge advocates of direct mail, no matter pretty much what industry you're in, because offline media is still gigantic, and it's a great way to hit a household or hit a business or whatever the case is. So, you acquire a list or you mail to a certain demographic, and then, as it grows, it's typically a click of the button, and those direct mail pieces are going out, and new people New people are getting added to that direct mail database over and over and over and over, and it just gets easy. And a big part of the snowball and automation is turning these things into habits, so they're kind of done on a regular basis. And the goal is for you not to have to do them personally yourself. They're just getting done.
Cool. All right, moving on to the finance section. So that, these couple things are in the business and marketing category of Snowballs, and then we have a number in finance too, and everybody should. And this will apply to everyone in real estate, all the tech and startup people watching, any entrepreneurs, and really anybody at all, because these personal financial things are important. Okay. Automation, when it comes to some of these things, should be set up to the most extent possible. Obviously, a lot of people with W-2s have that retirement account contribution, usually 401k automatically set up, because most people just won't do it on their own.
Yeah.
If money comes into your own account, it's going somewhere else. It's not getting invested. It's going to, life really. Just
that $50 or a few $100s a month, whatever, is just going to sit there, and it's like, it just gets gobbled up with your household activities.
Yeah, absolutely. So anyway, even coming from your personal checking account or your business checking account and being moved somewhere else, like you've always done, automatic monthly transfers just to savings. Something simple you can set up. 529 gets debited automatically for college savings. For kids.
Instead of stroking one big check at the end of the year, you have a lot of small checks over and over and over throughout the month, throughout the year, and it's so much easier.
It gets real. Also, there's a bunch of cool new stuff that technology has brought to us that helps this out. Apps that can be for just stock purchases. They can be like a regular brokerage account sort of thing. There's some cool ones coming out. I use one called Acorns, just a little automatic monthly debit, just a little snowball growing out there. It's nothing huge. Wealthfront is a cool one. Robinhood's another one. And there's definitely some others that I've seen recently too. They're lower in fees. They're really good services, and you can do them right from your phone.
Yeah, and I think the trick is, kind of game plan out what financial strategy you're trying to do, and figure out kind of what works best. If it's, and you don't have to do them all, obviously. When you get into more of a black belt, snowball into some more advanced stuff, you can, but kind of start small and figure out a way that you are not physically writing a check or wiring money or transferring money, that's automatically getting deducted to a reasonable amount, and it's just kind of taken care of, right? You do a little bit of heavy lifting on some research and some setup on the front end, and after that,
forget it, right?
Yeah, and then after that, just do it. And we can promise you that overnight, like, that stuff grows quickly. Like, you may not see it, as soon as you want, but like, you wake up and then all of a sudden it's like, wow, like, if you're doing a 529 plan and all of a sudden your kid turns 6 years old and you're contributing that minimal amount a month, all of a sudden there's $40,000 in an account just like that, with just a few $100 spurts a month. It's like very reasonable.
It's a nice thing to see, like, you have a pretty young kid and you already have X amount put away for their college. It's a cool thing.
Yeah.
It's a cool thing.
And I mean, could you imagine just having to stroke a big thousands and thousands of dollars worth of check for that? No, it would never happen, and you wouldn't do it. But when you break it down to dollars, cents, a few $100 here, if automated, it makes it so much easier.
For sure.
So obviously this is a big one for a lot of our viewers. Income real estate, buying rental properties.
One of our favorite snowballs.
Yeah, I mean, typically you buy a rental property, and you usually get them with some built-in equity and some discounts, which is great. You have some, built-in profitability equity in there. But nonetheless, after these things are set up and they're cash flowing, you have good tenants in there. It's cash flowing. It's got good income on a regular basis. The income's going this way. If you have debt on it, the debt's going this way, and all of a sudden, year after year, there's more and more and more equity, potentially better cash flow if you're raising rents. Obviously, we all know you got to keep reserves in place for maintenance, vacancies, and things like that. But it's a really, really good one that, if you buy it the right way and you have good tenants in there and you have pretty inexpensive debt, you wake up a few years later and all of a sudden that's a real asset that you should be proud of. That's worth a lot, and rinse and repeat with that formula.
Definitely, and a couple little pieces of automation that can be added to a snowball, like income real estate. You can ACH your tenants for rent payments. Just take that out. Like, you don't be collecting every month, chasing people around. That's one easy way. Anything related to maintenance calls and property management, I would seriously consider for most people, unless you have your own management stuff in place, which with just a couple properties, you probably don't want. So there are, ways to automate those things. Other little things too, taxes and insurance payments and whatever you can take off of your desk, off of your to-do list and do it in an automated fashion.
Yeah.
Try to do it.
That's the goal of all of this is, having all these set up, that's mandatory. You have to, right? But the goal of this conversation is figuring out ways to automate this. So you're not actually doing, the manual labor or the day-to-day operational and stuff, because all of this stuff you could turn into a full-time job.
Oh yeah.
If, you had nothing else to do. But this shouldn't be a full-time job.
Snowballs should be automated.
Set all of these up one time, get them automated, and move on to other new snowballs that you want to create, and spend your time on that.
More snowballs, the better. All right, everybody. Thanks for checking us out. Please visit us, hardmoneybankers.com, rei360.net, hashtag the REI360 show on any social media. We'll see you next time.
Yeah, if you have any comments, please comment below. We would love to answer any questions that you have. Maybe you'll even be featured on one of our next shows. So like, share, wherever viewing platform you're looking at, we certainly appreciate it. And let's touch base. Take care.